will be sued. And I say will be because nothing has been filed yet, by at least 120 people in the next 30 days.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
At least 120 people are about to drop the legal hammer on Diddy in the next month. And honey, this isn't just speculation, it's happening. Remember Cassie? Well, she spilled all the tea about being a victim of abuse and assault at Diddy's hands. But wait, because this story gets even juicier. Imagine this, one of America's most notorious prisons, where every corner holds a secret and every whisper tells a story. Now picture this, the legendary Diddy, the man who basically owned the entertainment industry, suddenly finding himself in this dark, grim world. I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But darling, this is real life. Or at least that's what these anonymous sources from inside the Metropolitan Detention Center are saying. And trust me, what they're revealing about Diddy will absolutely blow your mind.
So Diddy, if you're just joining us here, was just arrested and taken into federal custody in New York tonight. Sources tell TMZ Homeland Security swooped into a Midtown hotel late Monday where Diddy was staying and they arrested him.
But here's where it gets absolutely wild. The way this whole thing started, I mean, Diddy's arrest wasn't just shocking, it sent earthquakes through the entire prison system. And why? Because this wasn't your typical celebrity gone bad story. Oh no, this was something so much darker, so much more scandalous. The charges against him were beyond serious, and the courtroom drama? It was like a soap opera that kept everyone glued to their screens for months. But listen to this, when he got denied bail not once, not twice, but 3 times, everyone realized this wasn't going to be some cushy house arrest in a Miami mansion. Instead, our boy Diddy ended up in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and let me tell you, this place is infamous for being absolutely brutal. But get this, while most inmates crumble when they arrive, witnesses say Diddy strutted in like he owned the place.
Incredible. And, it brings into context our whole system of innocent till proven guilty. Why is he not being given bond? And, we could debate that all day long. Of all people that's unlikely to flee or get away, well, he's got the resources to flee, but he's so recognizable. And isn't he innocent till proven guilty? Well, yeah, but, we have to recognize there are degrees of innocent till proven guilty.
Now hold on to your seats because this is where things get absolutely insane. A prison guard who literally quit their job because they were terrified for their safety has come forward with the most chilling details about what life was really like with Diddy behind bars. From day one, it was crystal clear that Diddy wasn't just another inmate, he was being treated like absolute royalty. The staff started whispering among themselves, why was he even there? Why wasn't he shipped off to a federal facility like every other high-profile inmate? Even the warden seemed totally on edge, giving strict orders not to ask questions and follow protocol to the letter. But honey, you know how it goes. Secrets in prison are like designer handbags at a sample sale. They never stay hidden for long. The first red flag? The food situation. While other inmates were choking down barely edible slop, Diddy was dining like a king. We're talking gourmet meals. Imagine perfectly roasted chicken, fresh vegetables, and even desserts, all wheeled in on a fancy cart every single evening. And that's not even the half of it. Over time, his cell started looking more like a luxury hotel room, designer clothes, expensive headphones, and get this, a leather-bound journal with gold initials. I mean, seriously? Since when did prison cells come with a Neiman Marcus catalog? But wait, because it gets even more outrageous. His visitor list? It was like a who's who of the rich and powerful. These weren't your regular prison visitors showing up in jeans and t-shirts. We're talking suits, power players, and some seriously recognizable faces from Diddy's inner circle. And they weren't just showing up during normal hours. Oh no, they were slipping in late at night, long after visiting hours were supposed to be over. What were they discussing behind those closed doors? Nobody knows for sure, but the guard says every single visit left the staff feeling like something major was going down.
With all the money he has and all the resources he has, they couldn't craft some solution that lets him be under some form of house arrest. And again, it sounds like special treatment, but the truth of the matter is, to incarcerate somebody like him is expensive to all of us. We're taxpayers, And he's got to have unique situations. You can't put him in general population where, everyone wants a piece of him and everyone wants to be his friend and everyone. So.
And here's where things get seriously creepy. According to the guard, the security cameras in Diddy's block would go absolutely haywire at the exact same times every night, 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. like clockwork. The footage would get all weird, freeze up, or just go completely dark before magically returning to normal. When the guard tried to bring this up with the tech team, they brushed it off as old equipment. But honey, after weeks of the same pattern, this was no coincidence. Someone was definitely messing with those cameras, and during these mysterious blackouts, that's when the whispers started. The guard describes hearing these eerie voices late at night. At first, they thought they were losing it, but the whispers kept getting louder and louder. They could make out laughter and bits of conversation, but when they checked the cells, everything looked perfectly normal. And Diddy? He just sat there looking amused, like he knew exactly what was going on.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the SHU have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there.
Just when you thought this couldn't get any more bizarre, the guards' curiosity finally got the better of them. During one of Diddy's rec hours, they snuck into his cell, hoping to find answers. What they discovered? It's absolutely chilling. Hidden under his mattress was this creepy piece of paper covered in weird symbols. Nothing like any language they'd ever seen before. Next to it, a note scribbled in frantic handwriting that said, "Watchers silence loyalty." But that's not even the scariest part. Behind a loose brick in the wall, they found more. This super creepy drawing of an eye surrounded by flames, and a list of names that matched up with those mysterious late-night visitors. This was the final straw for the guard. They quit right after that, absolutely terrified of what might happen if they stayed. But even after leaving, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Anonymous calls, strange cars parked outside their house. It was clear someone was keeping tabs on them.
At the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell, just yesterday. What were the contents of those raids?
Well, apparently, according to the defense, they're legal documents. The government's saying no. On the contrary, they're just some handwritten notes and a calendar.
So what in the world is really going on here? Why is Diddy getting the royal treatment? And what did that guard uncover that scared them so badly they had to run? As more pieces of this twisted puzzle come together, one thing's crystal clear. This story is far from over. Could Diddy's influence reach way beyond just the music industry? Or is something even darker and more sinister at play? Let's break down this mountain of trouble Diddy's trying to climb, because these charges, they're absolutely explosive. We're talking about allegations that span years, involving behavior that's left even his die-hard fans absolutely shocked. Now, Diddy's pleading not guilty, but the details coming out paint a picture of someone deeply tangled in this web of control, manipulation, and power plays. And if you think this is just about courtroom drama, think again. Diddy's fighting legal battles on one side and a massive PR nightmare on the other. He's literally fighting for his life in every way possible. His first major legal headache came when his ex, Cassie Ventura, dropped that bombshell lawsuit in November 2023. Her claims? Absolutely jaw-dropping. She described this horrifying decade-long cycle of control and abuse during their roller coaster relationship. But here's the really interesting part. That case was settled literally one day after it was filed. No trial, no public drama, just this quiet little agreement. While some people think Diddy was just trying to make it go away quickly, others can't help but wonder, what was he so desperate to keep hidden? After all, settling doesn't mean you're innocent. It just means you're willing to pay to make the problem disappear.
Diddy's mom has finally spoken out amidst everything that is happening right now. Janice Small Combs provided a statement to some outlets via her attorney. So she starts off by saying it's very heartbreaking to see her son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies.
Oh, but if Diddy thought settling with Cassie would calm things down, he was in for a rude awakening. Just days after that settlement, 2 more women came forward with their own lawsuits. They accused him of similar horrible behavior, describing incidents from decades ago. One woman claimed she was mistreated by Diddy and his crew while she was still in college. The timing of these lawsuits wasn't random. They were filed under New York's Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily lifted the statute of limitations. But here's what's fascinating. Diddy's legal team has been fighting back hard, calling every single accusation completely made up and just a desperate grab for money. While that might work sometimes, the sheer number of accusations makes it pretty hard to ignore. You know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire, and for Diddy, the flames are threatening to burn down everything he's ever built.
Today, just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
Now let's dish about his defense strategy, because this is where things get really juicy. Diddy's legal team isn't just playing defense, they're going full attack mode. They're filing motions to throw out lawsuits, pointing out timeline issues, and arguing that these claims are just too old to prove. This isn't just about winning in court, it's about making the public doubt these accusations. Then there's all this drama with witnesses. Word on the street is that Diddy's team has been working overtime to get people to vouch for him or tell different versions of what happened. But this has raised some serious red flags. There's talk of witness tampering. When Diddy got denied bail for the third time, the judge was super worried about his influence and ability to mess with witnesses. I mean, this is a man who's had people depending on him for their livelihoods for years. If he wanted someone to change their story, would they even dare say no?
No, I'm not surprised by the ruling because, as she cited in her order, there are very serious allegations about the danger that he potentially poses to other witnesses and the public at large. There are allegations that he has, been violent with others. He's also attempted to allegedly intimidate other witnesses and still contact witnesses while incarcerated.
And get this, it gets even creepier. There are rumors that some potential witnesses have literally vanished from public view. People who used to be super vocal about knowing things about Diddy's alleged behavior have suddenly gone totally silent. While nobody can prove any foul play, the timing is beyond suspicious. One legal expert spilled the tea on a recent podcast, suggesting this might be the result of some behind-the-scenes deals where loyalty is bought, not earned. Whether it's fear or fat stacks of cash keeping them quiet, their silence is making this whole case even more intriguing. Adding to all this drama, Diddy's legal team apparently hired private investigators who've been digging into the accusers' lives like there's no tomorrow. They're looking at everything, financial records, old relationships, you name it. While it's technically legal, some people are saying it crosses a major ethical line, especially in cases involving such sensitive allegations. But for Diddy, who's fighting for both his freedom and his legacy, this aggressive approach might be his only shot.
Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
But even with all these bold moves, cracks are starting to show. Legal experts say Diddy's team is walking on super thin ice. If they push too hard, they could totally turn off the jury and the public. As one attorney recently said in an interview, it's a gamble. You want to protect your client, but you can't come across as a bully, especially in such an emotionally charged case. And let's talk about the legal dream team he's assembled. These aren't just any lawyers. They're the cream of the crop, known for handling the biggest, most high-stakes cases. His lead attorney, Mark Agelo, is absolutely ruthless in court. The kind of lawyer who doesn't just play by the rules, he bends them to his advantage. Agelo recently claimed that Diddy was focused, strong, and ready to fight. But how much of that is real and how much is just for show? After all, the man sitting in that prison cell today is a far cry from the Diddy, who used to rule red carpets and award shows.
Did in fact occur, their argument is more than likely going to be that this activity was consensual, that this person was a willing participant, and not only that, but that these individuals assumed the risk of being present at those parties, of engaging and voluntarily engaging in this conduct and being in those spaces, consuming alcohol and things of that nature.
Now, let's spill the tea about his life behind bars. Sure, that guard hinted at special treatment, but let's be real. No amount of fancy meals or designer headphones can replace freedom, and Diddy knows it. Sources say he's been working out like crazy, trying to stay in shape both physically and mentally. But the cracks are starting to show. His latest court appearance? People were absolutely shocked. He looks so much thinner and older. Elizabeth Milner from Law and Crime Network called his transformation astonishing, noting how different he looks from his glamorous pre-arrest days. And while his legal team keeps insisting he's in good spirits, the whispers from inside the prison tell a totally different story. Word is, he's becoming super paranoid, convinced that someone in his inner circle stabbed him in the back. This paranoia isn't just affecting his mood, it's changing how he's handling his legal defense. Some sources say he's ordered his lawyers to dig up dirt on his accusers, but this strategy could totally backfire and make him look even guiltier.
It sounded crazy, like I said before. They said that 2,300 people reached out to the law firm, and out of the 2,300 people, I guess they decided to go with just a little over 100, which seems like it's they just put out the number and everybody's calling to see if they can get a check.
It's insane. It's insane. Now, again, he did say that nothing has been filed yet because he says he wants to make sure that they do their due diligence and get this right.
So what's next for Sean Diddy Combs? His trial is set to start in May 2025, and if he's found guilty, we're talking decades behind bars. But even if he manages to beat these charges, his reputation might be damaged beyond repair. This isn't just about legal consequences, it's about his entire legacy. For someone who built their whole empire on being untouchable, Diddy's now facing a reality where everything could come crashing down. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Diddy really the mastermind behind all this chaos? Or is he just a victim of forces beyond his control? Is his downfall the result of his own actions? Or is he being targeted by people who see him as an easy scapegoat? The truth probably lies somewhere in between, but one thing's for sure, this story is far from over. As we get closer to the trial date, the whole world will be watching to see if Diddy can rise from the ashes, or if this is really the end of his incredible career. Whatever happens, one thing's crystal clear. The story of Sean Diddy Combs is a warning to anyone who thinks they're too powerful to fall. As this wild saga continues to unfold, we're left with so many questions. Could Diddy's influence really extend beyond music into something way more sinister? And what about that guard's chilling revelations? Are they glimpses of some darker truth, or just the product of fear and paranoia? The comment section is wide open, and we're dying to hear what you think. What's really going on behind those prison walls? Is Diddy's downfall his own doing, or is he being targeted by unseen forces? Drop your theories and thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, stay curious and keep watching.